I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, June the 10th, 2016. 3 victims of the terror attack in Tel Aviv Wednesday night were laid to rest in Israel today. 39-year-old Ilana Naveh was buried in Petach Tikva. 32-year-old Mila Mishayev was buried in Ashkelon, and 58-year-old Michael Fig was buried in Rehovot. The 3 were among the 4 Israelis murdered in the Tel Aviv shooting at the Sarona market. Ido Ben Ari, the 4th victim, was buried yesterday. The 2 Palestinian terrorists responsible for the shooting attack, who are cousins and said to be members of terror group Hamas, are in Israeli custody, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said last night that authorities had detained a 3rd man thought to be involved in the attack. And in the wake of the deadly terror in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem in particular was on high alert this morning, with Friday Muslim prayers held for the first time in the holy Muslim month of Ramadan. The IDF also announced that the West Bank would be closed off for the weekend due to security concerns. However, travel was allowed for humanitarian cases and for Palestinians to worship in the prayers in Jerusalem today. The status of 2 IDF soldiers whose bodies are missing was changed today after a request from one of their families. Israel's Defense Ministry informed the families of Hadar Golden and Oron Shaul that they will now be referred to as fallen soldiers with the status of missing prisoners or missing in action and in captivity, and not as fallen soldiers whose burial place is unknown. The 2 young men were killed in Gaza in 2014. Their remains are believed to be held by the Hamas terror group. Golden's family had argued that the previous classification sent the message that the case was closed. The new definition is meant to send the message that Israel will do everything in its power to secure the return of the 2 bodies. Ynet reports citing Golden's father, Simcha, saying that there is an obligation to return every IDF soldier to the land of Israel, to release him or to bury him in national soil. He said this is the obligation of the public, this is the obligation of the army, and this is the obligation of defense. A bill was introduced this week in Israel's parliament that would prevent Reform and conservative or Masorti converts to Judaism from using public mikvaot or ritual baths for conversion ceremonies. Israel's High Court had previously ruled that excluding those converts from immersion in public mikvaot was discriminatory and illegal. The Committee for Interior Affairs at the Knesset discussed the bill this week, and the chair of the Jewish Religious Equality Coalition, or JREC, Dov Zakheim, said passing it would be a major step backwards in securing Jewish religious equality in the Jewish state. He said we need more measures to ensure that all expressions of Judaism, not just the Orthodox, are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve as members of Israeli society and the collective Jewish peoplehood. JREC was created by the American Jewish Committee in 2014. It is a coalition of American Jews, Israelis, and Jewish organizations dedicated to the realization of full religious equality in the Jewish state and creating alternatives to the chief rabbinate on personal issues in Israel. Deputy Washington editor of the New York Times says he will no longer be using the social media platform Twitter after a slew of anti-Semitic tweets. In his final tweet, Jonathan Weisman announced on Wednesday that he will, quote, be moving to Facebook, where at least people need to use their real names and can't hide behind fakery to spread their hate. Weisman has been sent hateful and threatening tweets and had asked Twitter to suspend the users who sent them. But Twitter responded that they did not violate its rules and the users would not be suspended. However, 2 of the users were reportedly suspended shortly afterwards. Weisman, who put his name in the echo or triple parentheses sign deliberately, a sign that is used by white supremacists to identify Jews and a symbol that was recently recognized by the Anti-Defamation League as a hate symbol, tweeted that he is leaving the social media platform to the, quote, racists and anti-Semites, adding that maybe Twitter will rethink. Shavuot begins tomorrow night. The Jewish holiday, which commemorates the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai to the Jewish people, will be marked by nights of study or tikkunim held across the Jewish world, as well as other events to celebrate the holiday. And here on JBS, we will have special programming for you for Shavuot, so be sure to check the website, jbstv.org, for more information. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight, Friday, June the 10th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue. Then at 8 o'clock tonight, feminist icon Letty Cotton Pogrebin sits down with her two daughters, author Abigail Pogrebin and New York Times writer Robin Pogrebin, to talk about their work, family, and Jewish identity. Then at 9, the film Jerusalem, followed by the film Magical Israel at 10, and Muzika with Israeli singer Kobi Oz at 10:30. And a programming note for you for Sunday, JBS will broadcast live Shavuot services from Central Synagogue from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Sunday morning. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, June the 10th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.